oh, it's going to be a close end, so it made really sense, like why they did certain things. It's been a half year and we're in quarantine, so it was like it's time to do a new Netflix recommendation video. I have a little bit of time left beyond my own work, beyond my own freelance work, to just relax a little bit and just enjoy Netflix and just lay down, do nothing, do not think about anything. So yeah, Netflix really is my jam. I really love to watch all of those series on Netflix because I really love their style and such. A whole year ago I did make a video about it as well, then I had some other titles, and for today I have another 5 titles you should watch just because I really enjoyed it and I just want to give you some recommendations. So the very first series I'm talking about is Tidelands. It is an Australian Netflix original series and it's about a girl who just got out of jail and she comes back into the town she's living in. That's where she grown up, that's where her brother and her mother are living. Her dad died unfortunately because of the ocean, and you have this normal village, but then there's also a part where there are very mythical fantasy figures, and yeah, they are daughters and sons of sirens. So the sirens who are in the sea, who are a little bit like mermaids, but then they just sing very beautiful and men will come to them and basically kill them. So it sounds really strange, and I also thought when I read like where it was about, I was like, am I going to like this? I'm not sure. I found out about it because I was seeing some actor and I was like, oh, he's in that. So I was like, we're just gonna watch it. And I really binge watched it. Although it is a very strange series, I'm just binge watching it. And within, I guess, 1 or 2 days, I just completely watched it. It is only 1 season and I think I get why, but I was also very confused because at the end of the series, without spoiling anything, I thought like, oh, it's going to be a close end, so it made really sense, like why they did certain things. And then all of a sudden there was an open ending, so I was like, is there going to be a series? But it's been a few years, so it looks like it didn't got picked up. But still, if you're more into the fantasy world and into Australian stuff, then you should watch it. So the second series I got here is the series Crashing. It's created and played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I really loved her when she did Fleabag, and so I thought, hey, I'm just going to try this out and I'm just going to watch because I thought she was really funny in Fleabag, and she totally was and nailed it in this series Crashing. So she's the girl who's going back after a very long time, just as the previous one, but not out of jail. And then she sees her friend, her lifelong friend, and he's going to get married. And it's just very awkward because they're joking a lot around like, okay, do we have a relationship, or do we like each other, or do we not like each other, or are we just like brother or sister? So it's a really fun dynamic between the two of them. And the friend is living in a crashing place, and it's an old hospital, and I mean, basically they can get kicked out anytime. And after a discussion, they decided to live there as well. So yeah, it's just really funny. I haven't looked anything, like I haven't seen the ending yet. Or have I? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not even sure if I have seen the last episode yet, but it's so funny. I always watched it when I was in the gym. It was just very relaxing. You don't have to think about it too much. It's not a very deep emotional story, but I really like those kind of series where I can just see it and just get a laugh, and that's it. So yeah, if you watch some, or you, wow, it's late, you guys. If you really love to watch some comedy, then I would recommend that one. Third one is really big actually. It's the series Locke Key, as well, a Netflix original, and I have seen the very first pilot of it, but it wasn't from Netflix. So we're talking about a 2012 version, I guess. So I was watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which included Miranda Otto, aka also Ewin in The Lord of the Rings, and she was in War of the World and all of that. And she did a pilot, Locke Key, and I was really gripped by that very interesting, weird story. And I was very sad it never have been picked up because I would love to have seen more. And all of a sudden, Netflix was like, oh, we're gonna do it. So this complete series with the whole story is finally in my reach. I can watch it. I have almost seen everything, and there will be a second season, so that's really great as well. But I really love it. It's aesthetically so good. It's very interesting. The actors and the actresses are so good. So it's a series about a woman and her family who move into the family house, and they do that after the dad died. He got murdered by someone. And it was not just someone, it was actually one of the friends slash classmates slash schoolmates of the son, and the dad was a teacher. So there's this whole story, like why did he become a friend of him and why did this guy kill their father? But it's still not very clear to me because I haven't watched anything. But there is this lady in a hole and she has to come out, and there are a lot of keys, and I'm really explaining it very weird, I guess, but it's just so strange. Like there is a lot of things to tell about without spoiling anything. That's just very hard, and you just have to watch it. It's fantasy, it's more of a teenage show. As children you can watch it as well, but I mean, I'm 21, like almost, and I really like it. So yeah, if you just want to see a very interesting series, it's based on a book, so you know, like, okay, when they're doing that, you know the book is already good as well. So yeah, it's just very interesting, very strange fantasy. Yeah, I really realized that I really love fantasy things. I never thought I would, but I do. If I take a look at all of the series, I just, wow. And then we're going back to a few years ago, Hollywood, the new series on Netflix about Hollywood creating a movie, being an actor, being an actress, what to do, how far do you go for it. It is aesthetically very pleasing to watch. I love how they created the art director or the photography director or whatever it is they do it. I love it. It's just very beautiful. Not only the actors, but literally like the screen, the costumes, the decor, everything. It looks very nice. The story is very interesting because you take a look at something you really never thought it was there. Like, okay, we all knew it and we all know how Hollywood is right now and everyone's telling their stories, but in that time, like in the time where gays weren't allowed, where you had to have a lot of sex, can I say that on YouTube? I'm not even going to. But when you have to have a lot of intercourse with someone to just get a role and have a manager and all of that, and it's just blowing my mind like how that goes. But I mean, in the back of our minds we knew it was happening, and later on people were telling about it that it happened, but for now, just to see how that went and everything in those times, it's just very interesting. And I really love history and movies when it's just based on real life. And although this isn't, no, I guess this wasn't, but no, of course not, otherwise there would have been a movie pack. No, it's not based on anything real, but it is based on the time zone, on LA, on Hollywood. So yeah, it's not a real story, but it could have happened, and some situations did happen, and that's where it's based on. So yeah, it's really beautiful. It's a nice story. It's about a guy who wants to be an actor. There's a guy who wants to be a writer, but he is having a dark skin. There is a girl who wants to be an actress. There is a girl who wants to be an actress, but her daddy runs the big studio, and yeah, it's really interesting, really nice to watch, so definitely a recommendation. And then last but not least, for the very last series, we're talking about fashion. It's called Next in Fashion. It's a fashion contest where fashion designers from all over the world come together and they present their best work. First of all, they start out in teams. Some people know each other, some people have no idea who they are, so they have to work together, and then eventually they're getting loose from their partner and they are all individuals, and then eventually you get a winner. And I just really love it. It's been done so well. It's not just anyone who's there, like, oh, she can do something good and that's it, but it's full of people who are already working on a name for themselves. Some people are bigger than the others. Some people have not even a brand themselves. Some people work for a brand. Some people have a very well-running business going on. Some people just have to be very pleasing to the marketing and eventually create their own style within the contest, because now they can. It's very interesting to see those very new designers who are around 20 to 30, some people were even in their 40s. So yeah, it's very diverse but very modern, and really love the clothes and all what they were doing. So if you want to see a new contest, please watch Next in Fashion. So there is that, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. These were my 5 recommendations. This time I only had Netflix originals because, well, they were just really good. So if you did enjoy this spring recommendations from Netflix on series and movies, please let me know in the comments. Give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I make videos and upload videos every single week. And please let me know in the comments if you have any more recommendations, because I love to watch some new stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next one. Bye!